There are a lot of power-hungry individuals on the internet, and whenever they feel the little authority they have is being challenged, they melt down. And now the Lords of the Fallen subreddit mods have hijacked this Reddit and are accusing the game developers of promoting fascist ideology and banning them all from the subreddit's mod team. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, obviously, I have covered Lords of the Fallen a lot over the past couple of weeks, and I think what CI Games is doing is really great. They're listening to their customers, they're trying to take our feedback into consideration, and I had actually gotten a chance to sit down and talk with Merrick Tominsky, the CEO of CI Games. That interview will be linked down below, but that also went really well. Lots of transparency, lots of clarifications, really great discussion overall, but the mods of this subreddit seem to be furious. He is daring to actually implement what gamers want because the moderation team for the subreddit has now banned the game's developer from the team and even accused them of promoting fascist ideology. So the moderation team shared a lengthy post to the subreddit with its accusations and decisions. First, it accuses the CEO of CI Games, the publisher of the game, of promoting fascist ideology. The mods wrote, "The CEO of CI Games, Merrick Tominsky, is actively supporting and promoting fascist ideology under the guise of catering to the player base. As a moderation team, along with many gamers worldwide, we are deeply shocked and disgusted by the events of the past few weeks," which is genuinely hilarious to me that these people would go this far in their meltdown. I would never go to Reddit to actively seek out information, and I don't think a lot of people do anymore, but to go and actually abuse the power that you had and straight up ban people who are behind this game because you do not approve of their decision is crazy. Because if you do not like a game or what developers and publishers are doing, if you no longer agree with creative decisions, if you think the way that they're monetizing their product is scummy, you can decide to leave that community. You do not have to promote them anymore. You can just say, "I will not stand by you guys anymore," and that speaks louder than holding a community hostage. By doing this, you have ruined any sort of argument in your favor because you look absolutely insane. And you're going on to say that this CEO is actively supporting and promoting fascist ideology, while again, you are holding an entire community hostage, and you're also banning and silencing developers and people behind this project. Oh, you think that's going to make anybody want to side with you? That is insane. They also said that we have experienced an influx of users spreading fascist views both on the subreddit and via mod mail. They would later elaborate, claiming that the spread of misinformation, disinformation, and propaganda has significantly increased from these sites, and these corporations have actively enabled fascism, removing fact-checking measures, censored certain keywords from search algorithms, and silenced communities while allowing harmful rhetoric to thrive. Yet that is exactly what they are doing. Now, of course, this action against Tominsky and CI Games came after he polled individuals on X on whether they preferred body types A and B, male or female, or none of the above, in regards to fantasy action RPG experiences, and indicated that he and his company would follow the results. And initially, sure, I understand there was a lot of skepticism and people saying, well, they can say all they want that they're going to implement this, but until they do, I'm not going to trust them. And I 100% agree. Until a company does what they say they are going to do not blindly trust them. Do not put your faith in them. But in this case, after a week and a half, they did implement these changes. They did take people's feedback into consideration. Nearly 50,000 people had voted in this one poll, never mind the plethora of others that he has released and all of the, feedback they're taking into consideration, not only for Lords of the Fallen 2023, but their future games as well. And I think that this is a really good mindset. But the the patch notes, which were shared to the game subreddit, state male or female body options in response to recent community feedback. Players can now choose between male and female body types as part of the character creation process. And this did infuriate these moderators and just radical leftists in general because they have been used to having so much power for so long. They have been allowed to run rampant within this industry, and basically nobody has challenged them and the changes that they want within this industry because it was trendy, because there are investors who do agree that we need DEI initiatives and we need certain percentages of women or people of color in video games. And while I think diversity and inclusivity is amazing, when done naturally, we are seeing it forced within entertainment by these companies. And that is what I do not agree with, and what a lot of people clearly do not agree with. And because they are seeing a shift, these leftists are seeing a shift, they're now melting down, and they're even going as far as to take entire subreddits hostage and then going on to completely smear developers and CEOs' names, which is, of course, disgusting. Now, he responded very simply with saying, I took screenshots of all of the comments before they started getting deleted on that Reddit Nazi post. Almost all of the comments were against the ban or calling me a Nazi with a clown emoji, which must have triggered them to start deleting. We have everything, the truth always wins. And oh boy, are they not even allowing people to discuss this on the Reddit? Because if you just take a quick peek over here, it seems that they've actually lightened up just a little bit, but we are talking about deleted, 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 deleted. So many posts that are being removed. Now, as you can see, this was actually a live stream of mine from a few days ago when the situation initially happened, and we are talking about the moderators going scorched earth, deleting basically anybody's comments that disagreed with them. I mean, it's just walls and pages of deleteds and comments removed by moderators and comments redacted. And now, of course, the backlash is too much for them to handle, and there are thousands upon thousands of people who are going and defending the Lords of the Fallen team. But this just looks really, really awful for these mods who are clearly just very upset that they no longer have the power that they once did, and they no longer have the sway that they once did. Now, I would be curious to know the details about this, whether or not this person was initially maybe a developer or like a community manager, and that's how they gained access to this subreddit, or if basically it was initially just started as a community subreddit and the developers decided to contact them and kind of work with them so that, you know, they didn't have to completely start over. We don't know all of those details, but at the end of the day, it looks terrible for the Lords of the Fallen subreddit and all of these moderators, and I would not recommend going and joining their community, obviously, because they want to silence anybody who disagrees with them in any way, shape, or form, but they are melting down, and I personally think that it's hilarious because these people cannot take the fact that they are now losing. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.